Hello, everybody. Hi there, Lady Grace. How are you? Hi, is that Danocast? Hello. I'm here at the hospital with my father, and I wanted just to share just a few things that I learned. Hi there, Lady Grace. How you doing? I want just to share a few things. I do professional development. Um, One of the things. Hi there. Is that Stevie? Stevie? Hi there. How you doing? But I do professional development, particularly, well, really for anybody. And I'm noticing that we're having to go back to um, professional development 101. We're actually in our society having to go back to teaching people the importance of saying things like please and thank you. Well, one of the things that hopefully this will be helpful for people who serve the public in some kind of a way, whether you be in a hospital, one of the things, or doctor's office, whether you wherever you have to receive people, this will be a helpful scope. I hope. Never, never assume how people are to be addressed. Let's say, like, if you're in a doctor's office and you are behind the reception desk and people sign in, you need to ask them how they want to be addressed. You don't look at someone's grandmother and then just call them by their first name. Until you know better, you need to ask them how do you, uh, uh, well, the best thing in a situation like that is always to say Miss or Mister. You will never go wrong there. But just don't, a person who is elderly or anybody, you just don't go up and just say, Helen or you guys, you know, let them give you permission to call them by their first name. You don't take on that. Um, if you are a nurse or someone like that in a hospital, you need to know how someone is to be called. Don't just assume to call someone by their first name. Are they Reverend? Are they Doctor? If not, Mister. Now, if they request that they want to be addressed more informally, do that. But until that time comes, you know, never assume that. Uh, and this is something where many times we we miss it. So if you ever have to receive people, especially if you don't know them and you don't have a relationship with them, don't go the first name route. You know, even if they put on their sign-in sheet um, uh, Olivia Johnson. Don't say Olivia. Say Miss Johnson or Miss Olivia Johnson. And then, even better, it's even better to ask them how they want to be called and how they want to be addressed. Okay? And some people will tell you, you know, right up. So that's something that I really wanted to share. Um, don't just assume. There's another part too. It may not be. I'm just going to throw this one out. In life, as different people move up the ranks, and depending upon the context and the environment which they're in, you need to adjust how people may be addressed. I'll give you an example. if, um, let's say you've been friends with someone for a long period of time, you're really tight buddies and the like, and you've been childhood friends, you always address them on a first name basis, of course, because you've been playmates. And then as time goes on, grow up, and let's say one of your friends has a life change in such a way that he or she may become a pastor or be elevated to a bishop, or may, let's say, earn a doctorate or a medical degree or PhD, or in the political or world may become a senator or an ambassador if you're dealing with diplomatic relations. Let's say it's something like that. Well, titles will come to that. In that person's environment, in other words, let's say you become a pastor or bishop, have respect for the environment that they are in when you're with them in that environment for the sake of the people who they serve. Now, when you're with them informally, still your friends, the persons who have achieved. Don't expect, when you are just on a one-on-one basis, when you've grown up with the person, to be calling you bishop or doctor, whatever, and you were growing up Juicy or Bubba or in my case, my nickname is Bunny, things of that nature. People who were childhood friends and things of that nature, we're just hanging out around. I'm not going to expect them to be calling me anything else but what they call me when we were. I think that is, you don't want to be looking high and mighty with people who help to bring you where you are. However, to those who have helped to bring others where they may be right now up the ladder, you need to respect the position and the environment that has entitled them in that position with a particular title. So even parents, let's say like if a parent has a son or daughter who's pastoring a church, in that church, they will refer to their son or daughter as a reverend or bishop or apostle or prophet or whatever. There are some people who carry those positions who prefer, they do hold the office, but they prefer that sometimes their parishioners or constituents only address them by their first name. Let that be their prerogative and not yours. So, but going back to the basics, Professionalism 101, address people first as Mr., Miss. If you know them to be a doctor or something of that nature, like in the case of my father, he can't talk right now. And don't just address him as Oswald, you know. The family needs to be asked, what is he called? What is his name? How would you prefer that he be addressed? That kind of a thing. And it's not being funny. I don't care. I don't care if you're homeless on the street. You deserve to be called Mr. or Miss or Mrs. or, whatever. And then let that person decide whether or not they want to be more informally addressed with you. Don't just assume. This stuff about you guys this and you guys that, I know that's part of the new culture things, and I don't really take offense with that, but sometimes that is not always appropriate in every situation. So I'm very sensitive to that since I do professional development. Just keep that in mind. Thank you.